Welcome back once again to VCT EMEA Kickoff. It is Elimination Day. We are still here. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm joined by Billy, and I've got Kamyk from Team Liquid with me here. Oh gosh, it feels so nice to say Team Liquid. Kamyk, congratulations on your win today. I wanted to ask you, what's new here coming back into VCT EMEA, of course, now being on a different team. How do you feel like your experience maybe on Fnatic is helping you right now to get these wins?
I mean, the experience with Fnatic helped me a lot, like definitely in job life. Not like here. Here is like I need to get used to the stage again because like I've been playing online for a year now, so it's difficult for me to play on a LAN again. But it's feeling amazing. Yeah,
also the fans, right? Like the Liquid fans, they're always there. They're so loud. You hear them when you're in the server?
Yes, I started like shouting, "Let's go Liquid!"
It was you!
Yes.
It was you! I love that. Before we move on to the next game, I'm going to have to quickly just ask you about the Tejo. You like playing with Tejo? How long have you had to prep this agent?
I play only Tejo in Ranked. I'm not playing anything else.
Really?
Yes.
By choice? You want to?
Yeah, I love the agent. It's like really fun to play, and it's like you can be very creative with it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I think we really enjoyed your Tejo as well. But there was one thing that Pipson was talking about when he was here before, which is if you are choosing to play the Tejo, you're kind of putting your team's prep time, you're shrinking the prep time because you've had all of off-season to prep for these maps, and all of a sudden you got to change your comp. Do you think there's some merit there? Would you agree that?
No? We didn't prep Haven at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy, we're leaking a little bit here, I feel like. So it's actually a good thing that the Tejo came out, that you could actually throw him in here. Fantastic. I can't wait to see you guys play Tejo again next time, because we are going to do a tier list and see how you maybe match up to the other Tejo players. Okay. But let's move on to the next game, of course. That is KOI versus Gentlemates. It is elimination once again, and it will be the last match of today as well. Billy, so far the elimination games have just been so brutal.
It feels so ruthless, doesn't it, to be sending teams home already? And I mean, KOI was one of the games that we've seen on the first day, so the fact that we're on elimination day already, yeah, I don't know. Kickoff just seems to be flying in at this point.
Yeah, it has been indeed. And of course, Kamyk, you're familiar with the boys on the screen we see right now. This team, KOI, you face them. Anything that you kind of took away from playing against them on that day one? You felt like maybe it was challenging for you?
I mean, Fracture was challenging because it was like really, like their comp was like really hard to play against. Like especially if you gave them the site, you can just save because like they have this device, Vice mollies. They have the Tejo rockets. They have the stun. They have like a lot of mollies, and you cannot just like retake it basically. So like we did a mistake playing retake a lot of times against them, and we should just play for sites every single time.
Oh, so it was annoying. It was annoying. Would you agree, Billy, watching it? You felt like KOI had some annoying things?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's interesting, though, that they're innovating with Vice, right? Because we didn't really get to see Vice at all. Well, we didn't get to see Vice last year until Champs. So, yeah, I think it's really nice to see them pick up Vice and implement that and kind of catch teams off guard and rethink about how they're having to play their compositions.
I actually think we have something for Vice. We're going to talk about Filu in just a second, but if we can bring up the Fracture, I think this is exactly what you guys are talking about, right?
Yes.
The Vice, how annoying it is to play against. But the thing is, Billy, with a lot of these teams, once they've seen something, they can maybe counter it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those ones that when you go back to the drawing board, you think, okay, well, how can we play against this better next time? I think that KOI in particular, the way in which they've been using the Vice utility, it just kind of completely denies any sort of retake, as Kamyk was saying. And in this round in particular, I hate that we're picking your team.
This is good. You can give us some insight.
The fact that it's like forcing you guys to save in a 5v5, that must have been difficult.
I mean, it's just like we shouldn't leave side at the first time. As I said, it's like we should fight for it, and it was our mistake that we played offside. Like we didn't look at the ults. Every single time we just when they had the ults to take the side for free, we played offside, and it was our mistake. We should do something probably aggressive, like pushing B-main, for example, or pushing Arcade with the utility we have, and we just played offside, and that was our mistake.
Do you feel like this is kind of something that you can just counter? Like you said, you know what to do the next time you play against them, right? So is it as easy for Gentlemates as if just watch this and then execute the plan that you just said?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Okay, well, I mean,
easy.
Yeah, it is that easy. We're gonna have to see if they're able to do it. But of course, let's talk about Filu, because I know Billy, you're a big fan of him.
Yeah, Filu was great. Another person that just picks up the operator and is able to get away with so much. Yeah, I think he was doing really well, especially on Fracture in particular. I think the only person that was able to kind of get in his way was Nats when Nats was on the operator and was able to shut him down. So yeah, I think that I'm really excited to look at how he performs going into this one.
And well, love that from him. I'm loving the trash talk so far. What was it like to play against Filu, you feel like, Kamyk?
I mean, he's my friend for like 5 years now. He was my friend before Valorant, so yeah. I mean, I didn't feel any particular emotions against him, so I just treated like any other match.
What's the law? What's the law? How did you guys both like end up in Valorant if you already known each other before that?
We played game called Z1 Battle Royale, like we played tier 2 here. That's what you called it. And game basically died. The game died. The developers just left it, and that's it. But after that, I started playing Valorant, and he started playing Valorant as well. And after like half of a year, we started playing 5 stacks together, ranked together, you know, and we were just grinding again.
Oh, wow. I love this backstory. So did you think he played Valorant because you were playing Valorant, or was it just coincidence?
Not really, but there was no other game like FPS. And Valorant was pretty fresh, so you could play competitive and get into esports in VCT.
Do you see him often, you know, in Berlin? Now you're both here, you get to
Not
hang
really,
out?
but we sometimes play ranked together. So.
Oh, that's very cute. I feel like we need to get you to sit down together. You know, we need to sit down together for sure. But it's not all about the wholesomeness. It's been such a wholesome day, I feel like. So wholesome. Let's take a look at some trash talks just to balance it out.
Sit the down, hard.
You're so bad, Ayaz! Tatar, wake up!
Yo, I'm an IGL. How are you dying to me?
I am so sorry that was all aimed at your team. Like every single one of those insults was aimed at your team. But I do think there is some kind of mind games you got to play, right? You can't just say nothing. You got to get your energy out there somewhere. Are you a fan of trash talking, Kamyk?
I mean, I am, but we have a professional in that, which is Patitek, so I don't really need to do that.
Okay, how about Robbie BK's trash talking as we move on to the other side for gentlemen?
I mean,
because, yeah.
in job life, it wasn't that often, but like when we were in the second split of VRL in France, it became more often, and he was more shooting bodies. So.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And how do you feel about Robbie? You know, as an IGL, what does he bring? Because
he's very smart, like as a person, and like he's very. You would call him Boaster V2 in terms of like doing the strats and stuff, you know, basically.
Is that a good thing? I don't know. He can shoot though. He can shoot.
Yeah.
So maybe he's like.
I mean, I said in terms of the strats, you know.
Oh,
no,
only strats. Only the strats.
Yeah.
Only the strats. What do you think about the nickname?
I think that there's like kind of a contrast between these two IGLs, right? You have Flyer coming in as an import, him screaming that I'm an IGL. I don't know what it is. It just kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit. He got so into it. And then I think about Robbie BK, who it just feels as though he's been so accepted by the EMEA community so far.
Oh, we love him.
Coming up from tier 2, yeah, it just feels like he's loved and adored. And maybe it's because we've not got the chance to see Flyer play as many times as Robbie BK. But yeah, it's interesting to me, these two going up against each other.
I say this with like the most love and endearment as I can. If we see Robbie BK as like a Boaster V2, I feel like Flyer kind of Angel V2, just like a little bit, you know, little bit of tendencies here and there.
5th year of Valorant, and we're already setting up the next like
but I
prodigies.
say that with love. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You see it? Yeah. You see it? Why, Kamyk? I'm throwing him under the bus. I'm throwing him under the bus. Yeah. What kind of qualities do you feel like Flyer might have as an?
To be fair, I don't know him as a person, neither as a player, so it's hard for me to say. Philo neither said anything about him, so
yeah.
I have absolutely no clue.
I felt like when he played against you, he was like, he liked to fight, you know, Flyer, he liked to peek, he liked to fight, he liked to kind of, for his role, you know, is what we noticed on the server. And I do think sometimes, Billy, when it worked out, it was just like the most amazing thing.
Yeah, I feel like they have such good energy in that team as well, right? They're able to kind of bring the vibes up. And I can say that for both teams, to be fair. Both of these teams seem to have a few like vibe merchants in them that when everyone's feeling low or getting kind of losing rounds, they're able to just bring it back up again.
I do wonder though who's going to win in the trash talk department, because we did see, I mean, look at this picture. Look at this picture. This is a man that's like not afraid to stand up and shout across the stage at you. And then, I mean, we saw the koi. Thank you for the zoom in.
I'm pretty sure Robbie is gonna win because this guy has a mind of steel.
Oh, he doesn't get affected if you talk trash to him?
No.
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, you have to remember he had pie on one of the maps as well, and he was celebrating when he got an extra kill.
Yeah.
And as well, like, you have to remember they just took a map off of Team Heretics, so they're probably going to be going into this one with some confidence, because taking a map off of Team Heretics when realistically you're a team that is majority of tier 2 players, right, aside from Zipan, like, you're going to be feeling really excited about that.
Yeah, and let's talk about that bounce back, because you guys just managed to do it. You know, you take a loss, it was a little bit rough, and then you come out here and win. What were you guys working on, and what do you think you need to do as a player after you lose to make sure that you can reset?
For us, like after the footballist match, we had like a really deep vote review and deep talk about us being too hectic on the comms. And like, so basically what we did in the practice yesterday was like being chill, being like as calm as we can with the comms. No screaming, no nothing. Like no like, I mean, being hype is of course nice, but like not like over screaming each other, just listening to each other, like focusing mainly on the communication, and it like worked perfectly.
Do you think the level of opponent came into that? Because obviously you played against Foot. They made one roster change. They're so high up here in terms of level, and when you drop into the lower bracket, some of the teams might not be as, you know, good as Foot. Do you feel like that plays into it?
No, like match against footballists, we just lost to ourselves because of our screams, no direction, this type of stuff, you know, just basically communication.
I ask this is because it was Heretics, right? I feel like you kind of just like forgive them, you know, for not beating Heretics.
Yeah.
They took a map, that's enough. Whereas KOI, a very different team in comparison to the likes of Heretics.
Yeah, I think so. I think that when you look at the rebuild of this roster, like, Gentlemates have to be feeling as though they're in with a chance. You know, they took Apex and did a 2-0 on the first day. They're able to take a map off of Heretics. I just think that team is going to be in such good spirits when I think about them going against KOI. And you have to remember, KOI have had a break, right? They've had to kind of sit back, relax, watch everyone else play, and this is their second game back up on stage, so that will have to be playing a factor in it as well.
Yeah, we got to talk about Gentlemates Mini, not the other Mini. Not Mini Boo, not Mini. There's too many Minis here, but Mini with a Y, Gentlemates Mini. Because that Yoru, oh my goodness, the Sentinel player to Duelist pipeline. Billy, I want to see this again today.
I honestly was obsessed with this, and I was really annoyed at myself for not noticing it when we went to Agent Select, but oh my goodness, I love this pipeline so much, and I think as well it just shows his depth and his flexibility. The fact that he's able to go across 3 different agents within one series is really, really nice to see. And he was so electric on the Yoru as well, right? It's not like we're used to seeing him kind of being that site anchor. He was able to go in and just completely frag out, so really impressive for me.
Yeah, just so much confidence, right? How much does that play into as well, Kamyk, when you're on stage? Because it does feel like when you're confident, the role doesn't even matter.
I think so, yeah, that completely plays the part. Like for me, like me against footballists, I felt so confident, so I just went for the picks every single time, and I know I'm not gonna lose the duel, so that could work for me. But like, as I said, comms were back for us, and we didn't play as we should be playing.
I do feel like if Mini's in that same mindset as you today, like I'm just confident I can just go out and do it all, I think KOI are going to struggle maybe, Billy, to deal with what Mini was doing.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you can have that kind of unpredictability, like, you can just see teams come alive. I mean, we could even recall back your game just there. Did you expect Fluorescent to jump on that Phoenix? Because that was unpredictability.
No, like that comp is pretty often used by other teams as well. So like we were pretty prepared against it. Like we knew that we cannot fight a main against it. Like we tried even though, but we shouldn't. But we almost came back.
Oh yeah, it's the 11 round thing, yeah, right? It's like the 11 round.
I was literally sat there thinking, like, you guys have probably done prep on what their peril was in the first match, and now they're switching it up. So yeah, no, it's just like teams, when you have that amount of flexibility, you can kind of just throw people onto whatever role.
I bet they thought the same when they saw the Tejo as well on Haven. But let's bring out the players now. This is the final match of this week, and it is about elimination. So without further ado, let's bring KOI and Gentlemates onto the stage.
With me.
love to see a little bit of shenanigans there on the side of Gentlemates, but it's not all going to be about the smiles and laughter today because elimination is on the line. You lose this match, you will not be going to Masters Bangkok. A lot is riding on this map, vetoes as well. Billy, what are we expecting?
Honestly, it could be anything at this point. I mean, Fracture, that's no surprise that mates are going to ban that out. We've not seen them play it just yet. And Haven going to be the first pick. Okay, interesting. I'm intrigued to see what mates are actually going to bring to that one. And Koi bringing back out the Lotus as well. I think this is quite an exciting map feel.
Yeah, Kamyk, just now, I just saw you go, ooh, Haven. What's the reaction for?
I mean, I'm surprised that there is no bind for Gentlemates because like Robbie BK is very comfortable IGLing on this map and he's probably his best map to IGL, but maybe his team is not as comfortable to play it. Haven is like a not very often, you don't see it very often lately, so that's a nice pick. Like we didn't pick it, but we were ready to play it. And the other maps, I didn't really play them with Robbie, so I cannot say, you know?
Yeah, it also feels like Lotus is also one of those maps that we haven't seen that much lately. I mean, we've seen so much Abyss. I'm just glad that we're not going to get Abyss. But Billy, what do you think?
I think Lotus is great because we've seen so many like interesting compositions on that one. So yeah, I'm intrigued to be honest. We've seen Koi kind of tease the fact that they have perhaps a Taeho pick in there. So I think if by the time we get to that point, I'll be intrigued to see if they do bring that Taeho back out. But yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into this one.
Yeah, let's talk about this Haven, especially because we have seen it on the side of Gentlemates. At least it was overtime, you know, last time as well. I wasn't like super convinced. Billy, what did you feel?
I liked Click's Neon, to be fair. I did really like Click's Neon, so hopefully we will see him jumping back onto that, and we will be. And again, we just kind of teased the fact that Movistar Koi have been putting Shados onto that Taeho. So this paired with the Breach, I really like.
I vote that we rename Shados to Sheho. How do we feel about that? But yeah, what do you make of this comp as well?
I mean, it's like one of my coaches said it's a checkmate comp. So basically, it's hard to do something against it if you didn't play against it. So like, their A tag is very strong. Like, it's very easy to take the one part of the map with the comp they have, and they have also a lot of information because of the Techo drone and with the Cypher camera. You know, it's like it has like, how do you say it? No backhoes?
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm intrigued to see how Sheho will do on this agent, considering we just saw you do it. But it is Pansy and, of course, Mini on the cards. Would you like to toss it over to them?
Mini, you should go back to coaching.
That's pretty nasty, you know? I mean, but it could be a nice thing about your coaching, maybe, I guess.
I think he was trying to be nice.
I think that was nice.
I think so.
Well, that aside, we get to focus on the game in front of us. Two of these teams trying to stay alive here. Gentlemates obviously on one side and Koi on the other. A really tricky matchup, both highs and lows between them, kind of closing out a couple, you know, losses in a 2-1 fashion. But we saw some strengths here, Mini, but has there been anything that's got you excited for this? Because I'm a little bit worried about it, but we've got a pacey start coming out from Koi on the attacking side, so they slow down the tempo. Is the map veto exciting you? Is the agent select there? What's got your attention?
So in terms of veto, both teams have opted to just target ban the opponent's strong maps, and then we're going to see them pick into the weak maps of the opponent. So it could be a bit a sketchy start, maybe on some of these maps.
Yeah, Mini, only able to get one out of this, so a little bit of a trade. Down to a 4v4 on both sides, and Koi, I guess what you were kind of discussing about the map pool is it does then put it into a little bit of a messy area. No one's core strength coming out, but Click can isolate Soulcast, remove that lingering player away from Garage, and you can see where Koi are trying to eventually head towards.
Yeah, if Koi beat this smoke, they're going to be in a good position here, but we got Cadaver with a flank, so the retake on A not too bad for Koi if it comes down to it.
Okay, a little bit of a tap. No massive reaction yet. First more of the util.
The longer they wait, the bigger this flank becomes.
Yeah, waiting to see that come in from Kadavra. He's slowly creeping up through those sewers. And you look at the time, just 10 seconds here. And then he strikes, takes away Shados, and then looks for a follow-up. Lovely paranoia and a great clear from Gentlemates.
Yeah, kind of expected, like I said, this is going to be Mate's pick. And from the way that KOI banned in their previous match, we expect this to be quite low down their pool. And on the second map, it's going to be flipped around. We have seen Mates in 2 of these maps so far, so KOI do have preparation time. And I will highlight that, to be honest, exciting-wise, I do like the competition of KOI. We just saw it come out from Team Liquid, and Team Liquid had some really interesting, aggressive pushes on defense. We'll see how KOI play into that.
I'd love to see a little bit of a glimmer of that coming out here. Obviously, Shados in that Teho role could be very, very exciting. Quite an impressive composition to be running here for KOI. But for now, it's a great start for Gentlemates. And in my mind, I'm still a little bit more on board the Gentlemates train. I need KOI to convince me a touch more. So throughout this game, looking at main takeaways, how well do they look suited on these sort of compositions? The individuals, are they actually firing on all cylinders? This probably a throwaway round, but what are you mostly looking for? Is there any indicators that would stand out to you to say, okay, there is a bit of something to this team?
For KOI, I think is how well they've implemented Teo. I think on their Fracture, they had some interesting ideas with the double Sense Nu and the Teo. And on this map, playing the Breach Teo together, I think is a good start. Okay. So I think it's just how are they implementing Teo? Because we haven't seen it enough, I don't think, in EMEA so far.
No, I don't think we have that kind of full read on how it's going to feel.
Yep.
But as it stands, there's a bit of time here. KOI try and make this really uncomfortable, starting to get a little bit dangerous, but Zipan just popping out the chest, clearing out, and lovely again. Flawless round there. For Gentlemates, looking very, very well-rounded, unfazed by the pressure of time, and a second round for them now to be placed on the board.
Yeah, common B finish happens quite a lot on both Lotus in this map, where you got 3 sites. When you got the low guns, going into B is often a free plant, and then you can kind of get messy in the post plant sometimes. But yeah, Mates clean that up easily.
In zone flawless. That's got to feel good. Confidence builders here. It's kind of hard to get that feeling of where you place Gentlemates so far. Had a close game up against Apex. Yes, they won it 2-0. The classic noise. But you know, again, there was still OT involved. It was a 13-7 on Pearl. There was that back and forth. But then against Heretics, managed to convert a map. So it's hard to place them in my mind. And for KOI, I just need to see a bit more. Get the lay of the land here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how KOI initially do some of these defaults. So fault line not being used at all. Instead, we see the salvos replacing it. That gives them the option that they can now hit the site with the fault line if they want to, but it looks like they're going to just wait for their second cycle.
Pausing for a good amount of time here. Just letting the round simmer a little. Zipan, the one dedicated thus far to site, joined by Click. The Outlaw, maybe not ideal now. Of course, we do see the full armor there. Hello, up and over the top, and Zipan sticks around for this. Filu's going to fall, and that's already a man advantage. Now they're dedicated towards the side. Kadavra's turned the flash. Lovely little back and forth swing from them here. Dividing and conquering, and KOI being held at the door. No access tonight, boys. Soulcast and Shados' options feel almost zero, but Soulcast maybe disagrees with that. Finding a follow-up for himself towards Kadavra. Bringing this down to a manageable situation. 2 players still taking a fight, and looking at where Shados is, he's still pretty far off from this.
30 seconds left.
I'm not sure where Mini's going. I don't think they realize the spike is actually down Mates right now. He started rotating all the way towards C, coming back now.
Second bite at the cherry as well. Soulcast getting closer here. Needs some support from Shados as well. Gonna need presence in this. That spike is not getting back to hand. Otherwise, Zipan not gonna let it slip. And Robbie secures. Converting a bonus here is big.
Yeah, not a great start from KOI. I think that the approach was simple and direct, which is what I quite like with this composition. It is a direct, overwhelm kind of composition.
Yes.
But I don't think we waited for the second cycle of the salvos, which meant the exec felt a little bit weak. And considering we made no pressure on the map at all, we didn't go into garage and clear out any detail or anything. Mates had 3 there already. Very, very easy for them that round. Way too easy for them. Honestly.
It's getting closer to Toxic Mini. It's getting later in the evening.
The anger needs to come out a little bit.
It's building, folks. Everyone's waiting. Oh, it was so good when he was being mean yesterday. Now they're like a little bit more, please. Well, if KOI keep this up, there might be more validity to it. We wait. Sheriff's coming out. Bit of a Shiko. See if they can keep 5 alive for Gentlemates. Ultimate-wise, decent progress coming in. Seeing Robbie with his very early on, Kadavra not too far away, but it's everyone else joining in here. And no opportunities being found. I'm looking towards maybe Philo if he can find something through Garage, but no one's really playing to his tune. They're very aware of what he'd want to achieve from this. You can see that bit of a passive angle from Kadavra.
I wish he just waited for his teammates to make some noise elsewhere, because all the attention was towards Garage there. He could wait there.
Missed opportunity, potentially. Robbie now going to note, at minimum one, I'm pretty sure he saw both, so the whole plan's been seen. In 30 seconds, you're walking into what feels like a...
30 seconds left.
You know, the fully seen sight. Everything's under wraps. Kadavra retaking the space as well. Over towards Garage as Click closes out the account. Another in-zone flawless. Sony's getting their money's worth out of this one so far. Really good start from Gentlemates. Maybe a firelit underneath them after that. I don't want to say good result really against Heretics, but that performance on Abyss was fantastic. You saw the best of them there. Pearl, okay, a bit more competitive. Obviously, Fracture they'd probably sooner forget. But to show that you can do that sort of damage to arguably what's seen as the Tier 1 team's got to be a confidence booster. 4 in a row now, it's time for a fight back from KOI. They have to start doing a little more than this.
Same default again from KOI. The salvo's being used, but there's nothing behind it, mates know it already. So the read from KOI is going to be here. They have all the information to work with.
I want to see what they do with it as well. Click the one who can kind of see down that A-long line. Notes no pressure behind it. You've even got a player posted up towards sewers, so you start seeing them reading into the round, understanding where that end goal might be, which is towards this B site. Philo going to take the space, have a look towards the connector side. Sees nothing so far. This should allow for a plant.
Ult here.
And I think he agrees with you. Going to post that one through. Good tag. You can see if there's maybe a frag to follow. No, but at least hindering plant and comfort. Do they then try and springboard deeper into one of the connectors? They do. They want some safety here. Puts a little bit of pressure on, buys them a second or two.
Yeah, they're very worried about the flank. It looks like they're going to make a play through C-Link now, the salvos.
Something's drawn at least one of the players back. Maybe. I'm looking at Kadavra here as to what he's up to, because he's kind of creeping back around to clear out with Mini, but it's still going to have to be sped up a little bit here. Time is starting to tick, and it gets tricky on the B side. It is covered with these corners, but apparently for Gentlemates, it's light work. Kadavra takes away that little bit of a push they had towards the C connector, leaving Soulcast and Shados again the last two. Shados going to try and make a go of it, but the high-low, way too strong. And KOI, this feels flat for me.
Yeah, a really messy post plant, to be honest with you. KOI know that there's nobody pushing that flank. They've got the trip there. Usually when you get B site as clean as that, you're playing a kind of post plant where you might leave 1 or 2, have people off the site, use those salvos in the post, you've got the spam going through. On-site post is fine, but the proactivity seemed a little desperate to me.
And this is the curious part, because we've seen how strong this composition, even not in maybe this form to an extent, but when you've got the likes of Breach there, when you've got Teho there, these have been so brutal to try and get diffusers against. The layered utility is just almost undeniably good. And to see it falling short here is a little frustrating when you have a comp that could be really competitive.
Yeah, they are missing the Astra kind of post plant, they're missing the Killjoy, they're missing some tools that you traditionally find, but on a B, like, if you get the spike down that easy, there's no pressure, there's no real reason to not get off a little bit, to be honest.
It's a timeout.
It was a weird 4-man ball of messiness was going on there. Yeah.
Eddie's not a fan. Doesn't like mess.
No, don't like mess.
Clean and concise the whole way through.
Well, no, it was a bit strange from mates too. They had the deep lines on A with 2 people. They didn't rotate off with the information, and they didn't push out with the information. It was a bit... They were looking not so hot on their defense last time, and there's little details like that against a better team where I think that
that's the difference.
They will be punished. But.
Yeah. But now they get away with it. But you're right, it was a little bit confusing. There wasn't that immediate reaction after kind of disrespecting the Teho utility and getting the information behind it. For now, seems similar. How does Click handle it again?
All missiles away.
We wait. Too much pressure, but the smoke will force at least a level of respect, if not reaction. But you can see the stun is there, but they're kind of falling away from this. They've lost A-Long this time. How does this change the dynamic? We've kind of seen a round like this before, though.
Yeah, to me, mates, this is the kind of defense I was worried about. They're not making many decisions here. They're not looking to do anything. And against KOI's composition, they can be overwhelmed with the utility.
You can hear it going through. The drone being used by Shados there. Clears through sewer, so they know that's somewhat clear, so they can have some confidence in it. I say some because you can see how close Kadavra is, but they opt to fall away from it.
Yeah, they're very worried about the breach ult here. They don't want to get caught in the site. Like, they want them to use it and not have to... There we go. Now they get it.
Yeah, time to fall off that. Perfectly fine. This is kind of setting everything up for that retake. They have a lot of util to come back in, but someone who's got a fantastic lurk is Soulcast. And they seem completely unawares. Ult gonna go on top, so the information is in. They now know everyone is pretty much here. The paranoia stalls out. Philo, great shot on both of them. Lining them up, and Soulcast allowed to get away with murder. Lovely timing on that lurk. He finds just the right space to slip through B. And now the last man alive being Robbie. Feeling like a formality here if he can even keep hold of that rifle. Money still looking sharp. Not the end of the world, but a necessary round for KOI. An in-zone flawless for them in reaction.
Yeah, something I wanted to note about Mates' defense is that I watched back their VOD and they used 2 Cypher trips on C every single round, and they had no value from it the entire game. And then there we see the preparation from KOI potentially. An easy lurk through the B site because there's no wire there.
And look at the change. Once we get back into game, you can already see there he is. He's like, that's on me.
Is that a zoomie?
That's a zoomie right there. Yeah. That's my bad, guys. I guess I have to commit it now. But then does that encourage this lean towards the C site, assuming that they might now have to address that with some utility?
I think they're just using their Armageddon. I think that's their plan this round.
Been held at the... Oh dear, no clear on that. That's simply not good enough. There's no trade to follow either. Util still in place.
Yeah, they don't have anything to break these wires apart from the breach aftershock.
Yeah. Sliggy knows all the names of the abilities, by the way.
We used to call it Kaboom, which isn't a good name.
He's learned since then.
Yeah. Well, not him. Me.
Oh, right.
Talk about, you know.
Who? Some other team?
Some other team, yeah.
But yeah, if you do want to know the names of any of the abilities, ask Sliggy. He's up on it. Beyond that, we look at how the KOI regroup here. They've lost out on that initial battle. There's the ult, and Kadavra completely unmoved by it. This feels again short-sighted and lacking. Missing that punch from KOI. Held at that first attempt, and the second felt like it was without any sort of danger to it. Shados, it's a 1v4. The spike could not be deeper in enemy territory, and he's got 30 seconds. Mini, I'm not happy. How are you feeling?
I mean, the initial entry, that happens sometimes.
It can.
It happens sometimes. We don't have a Sova to shock that things, but that usually means that you would change your approach. If you know that you're going to struggle against some of the trips, maybe don't rush straight into them. Like maybe split that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like they got the reaction they wanted to an extent, splitting some of that Cypher utility across, you know, but still, walking into the one towards main was never going to go well. 4 alive, they'll take that. They'll take a loss of Kadavra for the outcome of a round, and the economy's got to start getting really strong. We're starting to see those ults coming back in here, making sure Klick is going to buy armor. He does, all good. And on the other side, it's going to be lacking in areas. They've got that struggle coming in now. They invested a good couple of ults into that one. Shados is found really very little of value, so... You've got Philo still with the knives. That could be a factor.
Mini insane.
See, he likes your casting.
Yeah, same approach from KOI, just slight difference in the salvos. Just to take the sewers. Maybe they got an exit from sewers here.
Oh, Zipan. What was the plan there? It seemed to sleep at the wheel, completely caught off, dipping into sewers like it was theirs for free from the start. Not the case. So finally, a first blood going in favor of KOI. They have the man to the good here, but mates aren't respecting it yet. You got to force them to heal a little more. Robbie there, Klick there, both willing to have a bit of a brawl down towards Long. Shados saying, oh dear, speak about sleeping at the wheel. And do they expect Klick? They don't, but luckily Shados is at least going to keep this in hand, but it is a 3v2.
Yeah, there was layers there as well from mates. They did their aggression, but they also have the Cypher behind them. But KOI aren't fine.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You shouldn't be getting away with that. You absolutely shouldn't, but Cadaver will take it every day of the week. Well, that's not good enough.
Yeah, and that's not we don't know the map territory. That's just fundamentals. Not trading that. That's
no good.
Maybe when they're 7-1 down, the copium is that they're a little bit stressed right now, a little bit nervous, but that's not acceptable.
You know, bro, sometimes you have to take your responsibility and that's it, bro.
Yeah, I want to see a difference. Like, it's really showing that KOI haven't got a deep playbook on this map. They've done the same kind of default every round, throwing a couple of sideways towards A, walking towards A, doing nothing.
Doing nothing. Yeah, the Mini's not happy next to me. Because there's so much capability here, it does just feel like that util's falling quite short. I guess Zipan got caught off, but it's not enough, right? Like, that was a little bit fortunate almost to find him adrift. But timeout for KOI here. 7-1. Turn away Brazil.
I want to see, like, if we don't
see a lot of things,
if we
Vinny.
don't have a playbook to match on this map, like, let's speed it up. Let's just, you know what I mean?
Go
let's
brawl.
just speed it up.
Go brawl. You know, lean on the individuals. Shados looked pretty on it. I mean, Soulcast had an impactful round, but you got to start.
Like, if we're not comfortable
Picking it up.
doing a standard default, we're taking away some A main control, taking away some garage control. Let's just send it. Like, we're 7-1 down.
Is that the Fnatic timeout, boys? You're 7-1 down. Just send it, please.
Well, we'd have a bigger playbook.
Get out of my way.
Okay, fair enough. Fair play. Okay, well, the knives are there. Here we go. Here we go. No problems now. Show me some magic. Show me what that Blade Storm can do. Click.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, you... Oh. Oh.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oh.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Another in-zone flawless. Are you okay?
No.
I feel like you set him up for success.
Glory.
Yeah.
Glory. I was trying to will it forward, but...
Even the small detail there of Soulcast being the first contact, like, these are the little mistakes that are not looking good.
Isn't it? I mean, we've all had games like this, right? But it just sucks to see it at 8-1. In a game like this, it's not where you want to be running into these issues.
I mean, I set it up early. It's not their map, it's their weak map. So we're hoping to see this mirrored from the second at least.
Yes, that's what we'll pray for. As Philo and Flyer are gone, it's a hard day today. I'll start turning to chat at this point. Rubino, Soulcast, Shados. And I am a fan of some of the individuals in this KOI roster. And my main note about this game was, I'm not yet sold on KOI. I need to see those signs here. I need to see all of that potential of the individuals coming together, right? All of that capability.
Yep.
Now, the map veto already had me worried, right? It's always going to be a little bit topsy-turvy when we see these sort of vetoes. But even then, I was hoping for a little bit better than this.
Rubino has made space towards C. So there are some heroic potential in this round.
God, it's worrying when you're the positive force about this.
Sorry, I'm trying.
No, it's...
30 seconds left here.
Soulcast gone, Shados and Grubino. This is your chance to stay alive, right? As much as we can look at this and see the faults in it, we have to kind of put it in context. We need them to sharpen up, wake up, get going in this game. Even if it's just individually, get some power to it. Credit to Gentlemates, they look great. But that's not what I'm looking at here. I want to see some resistance, resilience. They're trying to hold down Garage. Mini's position could be good, depends on the timing. Bloody hell, he does well on that. Takes away one of them, but Grubino could clutch up potentially here. Smoked off though, and position noted. It gets difficult. Has his TPs. The defuse begins already. Zipan's not going to be moving. Why would he? Off we pop, I guess. 9-1.
Yeah, it's looking flat. Even garage control there was a little bit like, I feel like with the garage control we have the breach done. We should have a breach done ready off of the drone. I'm not sure where that was.
And it does feel like we're
Enemy remaining.
missing kind of fundamentals. When you're looking at this comp, kind of, you know, bringing it in and kind of what makes it work well is just a little absent. So, I mean, credit to Gentlemates for closing this out probably pretty quick. As much as that sounds silly almost, we've had a lot of messy games, a lot of very extended games, you know, map threes, all of this. See if they can play to the advantage. Can they keep a clean slate like this and already understanding maybe some of the win cons here for this round or some of the approaches? They've already evacuated site.
So an interesting, I don't mind this A main default this time because we're going to wait for the second cycle probably and then maybe drone up, see if we need to use this Armageddon or not. Hoping we don't just send the Armageddon. Yeah, okay. Oh, the high jump is kind of cool. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, I like that. I like it quite a bit. Now we go. We in. Okay, plant next, but Filu the one to find Zip and there's no respect. There's zero respect. Gentlemate's playing with absolute confidence, going for almost wild plays. There's a flank from Click about 2 weeks out. You had one player just dipping in. So Robbie trying to hold some space here, maybe waiting for some of his teammates to get towards these positions to find impact. He takes a step forward. He's got nothing for it. Filu's there. This is the first time we're seeing Koi at least using the advantage they had.
Yeah, mates went for a flood, but I think that the whole round was based around this Armageddon from the tail. We need to do the retake together, so at least we force out that Armageddon in a kind of late round situation. And even if we lose the round, I consider that a win.
They get to keep the weapons. You've already got Kadabra on 7.6, 3.5 for Click. And Click's kind of farming, and you've got to be careful. You don't want Click to get any... you should be able to get an ult from this, so it's all good, really. Just going to make it hurt. The money on the other side isn't good, though. They could have cost them a fair bit more there. I think they should still be able to get a buy here, but...
So I imagine if I'm Koi, I do the exact same round.
Yep.
Try and work off that Armageddon. If I'm mates, I'm just sending it with the breach on, so while trying to deny that A main.
You're going to fight on site for it? You're not going to play retake?
No, fight into the A main. If we see anything at all, we send that sub.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Fair play.
And it looks like that's what they are going to do.
Yes, this should do.
Oh, this is going to be the Observer's nightmare. Good luck, Observers. I'll be thinking of you. Filu going to be taking the space down towards Sewer initially off the back of the utility from Shados. There's the Hunter's Fury, and that should get a tag. Oh yeah, absolutely does. Robbie's got it teed up perfect. And look at the space that Click's taken as well. In that little bit of a downtime, he already took the initiative. And, well, gets his head taken off in the end. Click does go down, but they've done a lot of damage here. Grubino's gone, Shados is gone. To stall them out to this, for them to be forced to re-hit. Now with that utility in B, Soulcast can't get away with this sort of, you know, slow, trying to creep back behind them. They're going to be aware.
Yeah, mates going on an exploration towards A now, pushing out. It'll be interesting to see how Koi play their post. If they are going to explore the links like before, they know they need to make something happen.
Okay. It's a trade of space almost, looking at the positioning coming back in, obviously, from Gentlemates, but plant's there. Opting for that A connector plant.
Yeah, but they've not seen anything, so they're kind of worried about that flank now. And they have to make some kind of play. So exploring back through to C-Link.
I wonder if it goes almost overlooked to an extent, thinking maybe they're playing together, working back in towards his B site. He actually might get a lot of freedom. Kadabra does cancel out on this, but you're looking at Koi having to re-fight for this site control. I'm still keeping in mind that Mini is creeping closer. He is going to be on the back lines. Is anyone looking for it? Filu's already focused towards the front. Now the timing might be right. Mini moves in, takes away Flyer, and now you got Filu left in a 1v3. Good positioning, though. And with that shorty, oh, Kadabra's got his own. It's going to be pretty close, but I'm pretty sure he's got the defuse. He does. 10 rounds for Gentlemates. Mini, this one is an absolute battering. There's not too many ways to cut this one.
No, mates are playing decently. Like they made some of the reads that I had, but ultimately Koi flat there.
That's it. That's the note we leave it on. Koi a little flat and need to come alive. Well, the most exciting thing for me so far was the sign in the crowd. Thank you very much for that one, whoever did that. But 10-2, nice one. Yeah, they were ready. They were ready. Appreciate you for that. And Floor and Nats. Okay, so it really started strong and then kind of diluted.
She's put yours big,
Bold,
but
yeah.
in all reality, you're 1 of 3. You're still 1 of 3.
Oh my god, what? Don't take it out on me. We've got a 10-2 and you're like flaming me in this one?
I got a, yeah.
Yeah, focus on what's in front of us now, all right? Let's you know, we were waiting for a heartbeat. We're waiting. I'm not seeing much, so this map might be a get out of here, get it done.
Same pistol from mates they did before, so Koi got a little bit rude.
They bloody well should. There we go. Filu going to start things off well. Well, I thought he might have even had a second here. Mini looking to try and trade this back in, but it's too little too late. But they've already taken away long control. Woo! Click! So clean with that, but it's getting a little bit brawly there. Flyer just sticking around a little bit later. But the other two are so far away. He's got to be a bit careful. Hopefully he doesn't go too far into this. Just trying to keep that CT area.
Nice proactivity from mates there. They know they got a good feeling that there's 2 on the flank now.
Okay.
Very tough for Koi.
Yeah, you can already see the setup, right? You can see how they're kind of sat towards this Zipan, tucked towards Hell. You've already got Click on a little bit of a deeper off-angle. Contact made towards Long. Paranoia does come in, so Click could be dead. Nice from Grubino. Well done on this. Zipan going to try and tuck towards side. A little bit of chip damage. Grubino making a go at this one. Maybe there's life in him yet, but Zipan's going to fall. Koi get things started, and with all that awareness, they drop the ball.
Yeah, just looked like a bit of laziness in the end there from mates. Just a little bit of undisciplinedness. Undisciplinedness?
A lack of discipline?
Lack of discipline.
Go for that.
Thank you, English. English is my first language. It is my tool.
Beautiful.
It's a pistol round, right? We kind of put it where it is. But it's a round-by-round game. You know, we'll say it once and we'll say it again.
Yep.
Round by round, we wait and see how close you can get.
Liquid did make this look good on the defense. So that's the copium.
You've got the copium ready, do you?
But this was the better half for mates last time by far, so...
you had me in the first half of that sentence. I was really excited. This should be a formality. You're looking at the buy, obviously, that Gentlemates have here with the economy. It's going to be 2 ghosts, and that's about it. Oh, we've made a meal of that one, but hopefully nothing else goes wrong. Oh, God, what are we doing? It's a 3v2. Shados and Flyer having to work it back in here. Shados is going to at least know where they are, but Flyer's got util. I'm clutching at straws here, but Kadabra down low as well. Here we go. Shados steps in. Mini caught in no man's land. 10 HP left, though, a little low than ideal. Shados looks for it. Oh, my good God. Pace, safeguard, thrifty. Gentlemates have got plans tonight. They've got a, maybe a little date to get ready for. They want to get out of here. They're not sticking around. They're like, I've lost the pistol. Don't worry, boys. Round 2. Round 2. What's happened? What's Soulcast doing? What's going on? Please, please.
Honestly, I have no idea. They look lost. They don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing at this point. I think that this is a case of mates beating Heretic so hard on Abyss that we've had to watch this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, at this point, I'm thinking maybe Abyss would have been even...
It couldn't have been much worse. Unless they dig in now. How many times are you going to give them the way out here? I'm waiting to see something. Give me some proactivity. You might as well try it. And this is nice. Grubino takes all of this space up. It forces the hand of Gentlemates, which they're happy to seemingly do here. They still have a really good bite. And Mini's caught one. He's probably going to know there's a lot more over there.
Spike planted.
Yeah, the aggression made it too easy for mates to do the rotate towards C. I want to see, it would have been better if they let mates come into them and then trap them, I think, rather than give them that easy out towards C.
Okay, can they at least get it a little messy, cost them some of these rifles? Start filling out the game as well, because it feels really hard to play into this if you've just not got going. Click there, waiting, finds it, it's clean! Soulcast was in garage earlier, he's still in garage, and Val, he's got to go forward. It's 12, it's another in-zone flawless here. Gentlemates pulling no punches, and Koi simply not fighting back enough.
Yeah, I was going to say on the anti-eco, this is where they need to kind of just warm up into the game a little bit, get the aim 1 point, and then just lose the anti-eco, so...
You did have Durka in your team, the Eco Cobra.
He was an Eco Cobra, was it?
He loves a bit of it. Loves a bit
Didn't
of it.
notice that.
Really?
No. He's a very
See,
momentum-based
that's why you
player,
don't
so...
win Coach of the Year, though.
Okay.
You tried to blame
Well, in
me.
that when I... 12-3.
Potter would never.
I didn't even get nominated. That's the actual joke. I don't mind losing to Potter. I got not nominated over a Counter-Strike coach who never coached in the year.
I'm starting him up. I'm starting him up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I take it back. Come on, Koi. I feel he's gone down. That just opens up the gateway, right? They could do whatever they want now. They've got this pick so early on, still above a minute. They could pivot anywhere they please.
Yeah, Fila going for heroics, but even that's not working right now for Koi. Open B site for them.
Can anyone draw some blood here? Show even individual impact. I'll take that. Okay. Soulcast will have to give away his positioning here. But can anyone draw the attention back? No, mini farming. And Click getting these sort of things? Flyer and Grabino are going to have to just face the music, it feels like, on this. Look at the poor of Util as well. There's a lot of stall still here. You've still got Robbie with Util. You've still got everything that they'd want here. Zirpan's the one to claim it, but it could have been absolutely anyone. This is one that Koi would sooner forget. Gentlemates on a mission. That takes them through Haven with ease. That was a dominant performance. And the question marks really become, is Lotus going to be the same affair? Or maybe we'll have a competitive game. Don't go away. Let's find out.
Admin, can I get hand warmers? You're from Sweden. Why you need hand warmers? It's not from my hands. It's so I can throw it on the Koi players. It's ball, bro!
Why are you feeling so comfortable out of nowhere, bro? Shit.
Because we're playing Koi.
Boys, after we win, I'm gonna shave the bottom pot. I'm only gonna have a stash against Post.
Red Bull gives you wings.